Hello, everyone. Welcome. We have a special little chat for you here today. I'm here with my friend Jen Day, who is a beautiful, beautiful, soulfully aligned woman. She is absolutely a soulfully aligned creative mystic amongst many other titles, and I'm going to let her tell you more about that. But she is here with me today because we feel like this is such an important time. We're in some interesting energies and really precedential energies. And we wanted to chat together because as I feel into the energies of what's going on in the weeks, in the months, and just, in the moments, Jen has even deeper insight for us. So I'm super excited to be here with you, Jen. Thank you for coming.
Too. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I'm Jen Day, founder of Life Shine Design. I have a number of tools in my little shamanic toolbox, including Celtic wisdom, the Caro Nation from Peru, with whom I've studied for almost 13 years, human design, gene keys, astrology, shamanic astrology, all kinds of systems and all this information that I get to sort of channel and then deliver in the goal is that it is a really concise, action-oriented, micro action-based practice.
Wow.
A
Oh
mouthful.
my gosh. It's a mouthful. It's so good. I'm so excited to talk with you about the energies right now because you have such a wealth of knowledge. And um, tell me, well, this isn't an interview sort. This is just a conversation, you guys. I want you to know we have no plan here. It's just let's come together and talk about the energies. And I'll tell you that what I'm feeling right now for just October, like we're halfway through October already, which really speaks volumes to the fact that at the end of September, I was in November. I had completely forgotten October. It was like, oh yeah, we're in October, not November, and I kept having to correct myself there. And even right now, when I tap into the energy of October, as big as the energies all are, to me and Jen, I don't know if this will make sense to you, but it feels like a it's just gonna fly by. It feels the energy of October feels like if there's a slight breeze, whoosh, it's gone. And
Mhm.
then when I feel into November, it feels big and plump. And those are the words
Yes,
that come to me. Plump.
that is so funny because I see October is the descent into Scorpio, which is deep and dark and ruled by Mars. So it's a little bit of inner combat that goes on in November. And if we look at the wheel of the year and what's happening from that perspective, as we go into the winter months, which in the Northern Hemisphere are difficult months historically to survive through, there is a reckoning with mortality that takes place during these months as we approach the winter. And that reckoning with mortality can relate to personal sovereignty. It can relate to life path and where you are. It can relate to survival instincts kicking up when we do not need to be in fight or flight. This is all sort of ancestral and generational in
Oh,
nature.
that's so cool. Because when we hit March 1st, I always feel this like, oh, we made it. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, what? Of
Mhm.
course we made it, right?
Right.
Yeah, but that's got to be ancestral, right?
I heard the most beautiful explanation of this time period that we're just at the ending of at this moment. When we're in Virgo season, which was back in August, that's the harvest. And the shadow of Virgo is perfectionism, because of course we are looking to everything that we planted in the spring coming to perfect fruition because our lives literally depended on it. And so what we do in Virgo season is we harvest everything and we bring in all the nuts and everything that we've gathered as little squirrels. And then we go into Libra season. And we have to consider the balance that we are trying to achieve so that we can maintain some stability and have some level of safety that can carry us through the months of the winter. And then as we get into Scorpio, we realize, like, oh my God, holy cow, I don't have enough of what? Like,
Right.
we have to really anchor super deeply in order to resource things that maybe we were left without because of whatever happened in the spring that we didn't properly prepare for or whatnot. And it's interesting when related to the eclipse seasons, because Virgo was very involved with the eclipse seasons as well, that that period of the year between the spring and the fall equinoxes is deep ancestral and this dharmic path work that we're moving towards. So there's both of those elements of generational ancestral trauma and patterning that we have, and boots on the ground, how we walk through the world and navigate like a serpent. That Scorpio that I just
Right.
have
Right.
it.
Yeah. And so that, like, we are in Libra right now, moving into Scorpio, correct? So, and Libra is what? Fire, air? I never remember. Do you know?
I should know that. It just went straight out of my head.
It's okay.
Um, it'll come back.
It'll come back. Yeah. So I was just curious because Scorpio is fire, correct? I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Um, but I am feeling, and this is part of the reason why I was introducing, and this is what connected us, the um, discover your mystic within, because all of a sudden I'm feeling like we need to get in deep. We need to go deeper. We need to channel. We need to connect with our soul and our guides and our higher wisdom. Like we need to create space for this. And it was then afterwards that I was like, oh, Scorpio is the mystic, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that's kind
Libra
of
is
cool.
air. So Libra is that the balancing comes from using our minds and our evaluation capacity to figure
Yes.
out, do we have enough, blah, 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 blah. And then we free fall into Scorpio, which is water.
Oh, Scorpio's water.
Plunge
Okay.
down from the top down into the water and go underworld to see where we can resource.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Well, Libra being air makes sense for the feeling of it being like whoosh, swirling around
Mhm.
too.
Yes.
So what could people be feeling right now as they are navigating these energies, do you think?
So what I've noticed in my Sacred Wild Oracle deck is, which is comprised of gene keys and human design through a shamanic perspective. And I use animal archetypes almost as, well, animal totems as archetype. So what we are in right now is the porcupine. And another way to think about that is the guardian, right? Porcupines just go on their own little way until something approaches and imposes danger. And then porcupines have those amazing quills that fly out and attack the predator, if you will. Um, the porcupine is guarding internal peace. The porcupine is only interested in itself. It's not going out and trying to attack a whole bunch of other animals in the forest. It's just on its own little journey. And the last few gene keys that we've been through, intuition has been literally named within the shadow, gift, and city frequencies of the gene keys. And so the invitation through this month has been to just follow the spiral down into your own knowing and into what you can know in your gut is truth. This is not mind confirmation. This is gut confirmation, which is
Um,
what intuition is, right? That's
mhm.
why I lit up so fantastically when you first brought this up, because the message all year that I've had, that I know you and I have spoken about, is that it is important for us to pop our little heads up and look around and take an overview picture of what's happening in the world. And that can be super overwhelming. There's so much swirling up there in that air environment, if you will. So after we do that, we have to step back into our own sovereignty and do some deep work to get grounded back within our own bodies so that we are grounded and um, we realize that we are in control of how this avatar is moving through space. That what's going on out here, yes, is big and important, but how we step through with those micro actions and macro actions that I mentioned in my intro, um, that those are the steps that we can take to reinforce our own security and safety within us.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we did that. Oh, sorry. Back spasm here. I'm dealing with a back issue. Um, I was talking yesterday with my mystic group, the current one, and we did a meditation of just that coming within and then feeling outside of us. Like it's like putting your little feelers out, the energy feelers, and what are you feeling for the energy right now in your space? And what are you feeling for the energy of, out there in the world? And afterwards, one of the girls said, like, yeah, no, I didn't want to go there. I just came right back in. And I said, well, it's very much like you said, pop your head up, look around, feel for the information. It doesn't mean you have to engage in it. You just like energetically feel it. So, and that's kind of what I do when I'm feeling into the energies of the month or the week or whatever the remainder of the year, is just kind of feel it. What am I feeling? What's it reminding me of? And then how am I going to navigate through that?
Yeah.
Absolutely be grounded, be centered, be in alignment, and then moving forward from that space. Because, like you said, there's too many people that are caught up in that energy, that fear. Like they're looking around, they're getting sucked right out into it,
Mhm.
and then navigating from fear instead of
Yeah.
alignment.
I've been talking all year about what is the difference between being engaged with something versus observing it. And
Right.
the second that most people step out into the world of news or social media or wherever they're going, they're instantly sucked into that vortex and they end up engaging with it. It's energetically impacting them, and they are from time to time energetically responding, or reacting is a better word, with that, whatever that is on social media or with the news, and freaking out and going into fear. And that's logical. But the ask right now, through the rest of this year and into next year, in my energetic opinion, is that we get really well versed and well practiced in observing and being able to come home. So, in observing from home, from the home within, because one of the tactics that is being used in just about every arena right now is to get us whipped up. And then we're into reaction and we are not responding from our wise self. We're responding from our adolescent self, from our protective self, from our ego self, and
Oh.
um, not from our wise self.
That is so brilliant that you said that, because that is, I see that more and more on social media, the scare tactics, the fear tactics that aren't even the truth, right? They're not even the truth. And it's engaging those of us that have a compassionate heart
Mm-hmm.
or are empaths, light workers, very much empaths, right? And we have to learn how to be aware of what is out there and what is the truth,
Mm-hmm.
deciphering, discerning between what is the truth and what isn't. And that's an energetic skill too that we can all learn, which is what was like, let's gather, let's figure out what our truth is, what feels like the truth for you. And I'm getting pretty good, and I'm not tooting my own horn because I do get swayed too, but I'm getting pretty good at being able to look at those social media stuff and laugh at it, because it's like, it's not the truth. I feel it. I feel that it's not the truth. It's an energetic thing. It's not even like there wasn't even anything in the video or whatever, but it's like that does not feel like truth to me. And
Right.
so as spiritual people, as light workers, we naturally feel for everyone. And so time is now to, like you said, not get engaged, be able to be the empath, but stand in your own power and hold space for other people for what they're going through. Learn how to do that. So, do you have any tips or tricks of how you do that? I'm
So,
kind of throwing you out there. I did not.
well, it's just interesting because I use this structure of the solar energy and what gene key it is going into, and this deck that I created that I received um, to organize kind of how I am watching myself go through these turbulent times that we live in. And I want to point out that it was interesting. Last week, the animal totem was the bat, which is all about seeing with every other sense except the eyes, which gets you deeply into intuition. This week, we're in the porcupine, which, as I said, is it's the guardian of your inner wisdom, and you are the preservation is the gift, failure is the shadow. And so we are actually meant to dip into the shadow of failure and like, oops, I just lost my way. I got to find my way back and then preserve that. And then, oops, I lost my way. And then, and that's the archetype for that I would also use for this energy this week is the guardian. Be guarded, preserve your own safety and your own mental clarity. And I feel like the more we dive into social media and all of these different energies, if we do so without very clear boundaries, it's super easy for us to just get caught up and whipped away. It's a really turbulent river out there that's just roaring with water. Um, Next week, we go into gate 50, which is the gate of the bald eagle. And it's the
Mm.
portal of sacred responsibility. It's a fire energy. And I love this idea that it's so important to go as the bat, go deep in your cave, check things out, come out like a little porcupine and guard your sovereignty, and then launch and go take a 360, the 36,000 foot view or whatever, and really use that keen eyesight to pick apart what it is that you see and feel what is actually correct or not. There's so much information that is being tossed about, and so many different platforms are fighting for which is going to stay above water, if you will, that the most important work is to anchor into a guide, whether it be you or me or somebody else, um, as you learn to guide yourself, because we were not taught how to guide ourselves.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what I think the shamanic practice has offered me. And these systems that I use, these astromancy systems, it provides me kind of guideposts that I can bounce back and forth through as I walk this turbulent path.
Oh my gosh, so so important to connect with someone. And seriously, we're not just saying that to try and get you to join our groups. It is
Right.
so important to connect with a group, to connect with a say tribe or sisterhood or whatever word you want to use of people that are walking this way,
Mhm.
and you can lean on and learn from and get support and give support and know that you are not crazy, that there are other ways to walk forward, and we are so much stronger together, right? Like the collaborations and
Yeah.
the groups, like so much more powerful than on your
It's
own.
It's so rewarding and grounding to be in community when we're going through times like this because we see commonality and we realize that, like, oh my God, my fear is not just mine, it's ours. And so, what can we do energetically connected in order to anchor ourselves? And also, I see a lot of people, a number of my clients that I've worked with for a while, they're almost in an echo chamber. When you're not working in connection, when you're not doing group work or being in a situation like one of our classes, and anybody's class for that matter, um, you only have the outlook, the information that your experience provides you.
Yeah.
And your experience, while rich and wise and fully diverse and filled with all kinds of experiences, your experience and your life is limited. like on purpose. We can't possibly know all the things. So
Right.
we are stronger and better together and more wise with more tools and more anchoring and all of the
Hmm.
beautiful things that we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. And like for me, it's always that taking that time for silence and going within and feeling your own truth and hearing your own truth. So for me, of course, one of my biggest tools is meditation
Mhm.
and breath work, like just breathing into the moment, breathing into the light, breathing light in. And you can do that walking or with a guided meditation or in silence of your own room, but you've got to have some tools there that help you realign with the truth within you and to know that the truth is there. It's not
Yeah.
outside of you. It is within each and every one of us. The truth is there.
I love to follow that infinity symbol, that path.
Mm,
So when we are working in connection and collaboration, then we go deep into our own lives and do the work individually. And I do a lot of my work through meditation, but the more that's almost like trying to get myself lassoed to the ground is my meditation. And then when I'm actually processing things, I am in action. I am at the canvas. I am drawing in my journal. I am doing something that allows me to really explore the world and my emotional sense through that sense of creativity because all parts of me become present.
yes. Yes, that's what I find too with my writing. When I
Mhm.
when I start writing, it's just like whoosh, everything comes into the moment. But painting is like painting brings me into the center. Painting brings me into peace, into releasing all the tension and the worries and just being in the moment and enjoying too. So all of that together. Huh. So you have options, people.
Exactly. We have all kinds of ways to connect. Yes.
Yes, yes. And I love your card deck. I still need to get my hands on it. So you have to send me the link so I can put it in the notes here for people to get your card deck. And
I will. The exciting
yeah,
news is that it's all sold out, but I have another round coming. So I'm taking it's these are boutique decks. I'm not buying them in large quantities. I send them myself, so they're not mass quantities or mass
right.
produced. So I will send you the link for that and we can get on the wait list.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. I'd hope to see you there at the end of September, but that didn't work out.
I
So
know. I know. I'm sorry to have missed you.
that's okay. That's okay. That's the way things go. So, any other thoughts or tips for on your mind about the energy right now? Because I do like there's a lot happening. People, we're in a time here that we've never been in before, a
Yeah.
time of evolution. Humanity is moving a mass raise consciousness, like masses of people. I'm not so good with my words as Jen is, but like there are many people, and over this, and we're in the northern hemisphere with this winter, we're going to see so many people
Mhm.
up leveling and awakening in their own soul, spiritual inner growth. People that
Mhm.
we didn't expect that to happen to are going to be surprising us, and it's very cool. Um, but it's
I I love that so much because one of the other invitations for being in group is that you get to actually see and witness all of this happening when you might not have evidence of it in your own life.
yeah,
It's such a, you used the word precedential at the beginning, at the top of this conversation, and that is so beautiful. I think that this is unprecedented, as you say. We've never been here before, and that's beautiful. And also, change is hard. And there's a lot that we can look at and kind of get scared of. And also, we need to anchor into ourselves and our communities and the collective so that we can step forth with confidence and knowing that we're anchoring to our future self and knowing what we're anchoring to. That
yeah.
clarity is really important.
Yeah, and I really feel like, although it might be messy for some right now, I feel like a large majority of people have kind of come through the messiness, and
Mhm.
we're starting to like s- come to the top of the hill and see the light,
Yes.
and it just feels like there's this big change, shift of ease and flow coming. Um, there may still be some messiness. I mean, change is never perfectly clean. When you pull everything out of the closet to clean it, you got a disaster chaos first, and then you
And
start
then you
putting
get
it
it
back.
cleared up. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
And I do feel like we are in the process of putting things, back and just lightening the load. I mean, even just when you start to look around at what's going on in the world, there are signs of light there.
Yes, there
And
are.
and also to be aware that that was one of the messages that came through in the past couple weeks was, even though there is a lot going on, a lot of chaos and what feels like darkness, there's actually more light out there than there is all this
Yes.
other fear.
And you have to look for it. You have
Yeah.
to know where to look and know how to trust that, which again leads us right back into our inner world. There's
Yes.
so much to celebrate right now, and that's a controversial comment even to make these days right now.
True. This has been so great, Jen. I'm so glad we got to connect and just kind of share notes with each other because we don't get to do that very often. Getting our schedules to match up. I don't even know when the last time we chatted
A
like
long
this was.
time ago.
Yeah, it was. So,
It was a
but
long
let's
time
do it
ago.
again. So,
Yes, I'd love to.
yeah, you guys, if you're watching this and you want more, just let us know and we will set this up. All right.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so
So
much, Janice.
thank you. We will chat later.
Perfect. Okay, thanks.